All right, so y'all know what really grinds my gears? When you're driving on the highway and somebody is stuck in the left lane, not passing up people. Absolutely pisses me off, gets my blood boiling. I will literally ride their ass as hard as I could just to get them to get out of the way. Can't stand it. Even if you're going faster than the speed limit, if you're not passing someone, you shouldn't be in the left lane. Because tell me, who knows that there isn't going to be someone that comes up trying to get somewhere? What if I'm trying to get to the hospital because my passenger is having a heart attack right now and I'm trying to get to the hospital and you're just jolly riding over there? Might have to bleep that out. You're just jolly riding over there in the left lane and I can't get past you. Move over if you're not passing people up. That's Dude, what really grinds my gears.
Very valid. The worst is when you then get in the right lane to pass them and then they speed up to make sure you can't pass them, dude.
Yep. I agree 100%.
Has anybody ever ridden in a car with somebody that does that? Because I feel like that's got to be like a government employee or something to piss people off and to keep people upset, because who does that? Like, who in their mind can do that?
It could definitely be a government employee, because you notice that whenever you finally get to pass those people, they don't look at you. They're just like hands on the wheel, like looking as straight as they can, because they know they really, really messed up, but they just don't want to come to terms with it and like look at your stern look that you're giving them.
Oh, go ahead.
Here's the flip side. Does anybody purposely become the roadblock to piss off someone who's driving like an asshole? Because I've done that. I've been that guy in, preventing. Like, if someone's riding my ass, if I'm going 5 over, and you could just pass me or something like that, or if there's like a slow car, I've defended other cars if like another car is getting ridden and someone's just driving like a jackwagon. Yeah.
I've definitely been there, like, especially if you're in traffic. Like, if you're in traffic and people are like bobbing and weaving and trying to like get like 3 cars ahead to get off the exit at the same time as you. Dude, Alan and I, when we're like riding together, like if we're on our way back home from a Browns game or something and we're in separate cars, we'll play some games with the people that are driving like a-holes for sure.
Yeah, no, that's definitely true. If you're in some like heavy traffic and there's somebody trying to whip and weave back and forth, and like realistically they're not going to get much farther ahead because they're in heavy traffic, then I agree. I definitely will play those games with some people.
I'll even, if I have a successful block, eventually if they finally make it back up to me, I'll give them like the Matumbo finger. I'll look at them and just
no, not today.
So I've actually gotten so upset at someone that was going slow that I have, once we finally pass up the cars in the right lane and they still don't get over, I've gotten over, went up, went in front of them and braked just so that they had to get over in the right lane and then kept going. I've been that upset at someone going slow in the fucking left lane.
As long as you're using turn signals for all those maneuvers, it's all right with me. Lack of turn signals is my worst thing ever. But if we keep talking about this, my blood's gonna boil over. So I'm gonna kick it to Alan to let us know what grinds his gears, though.
All right, 1 second, real quick. My headphones gave out, so I can't hear y'all.
Sorry for the technical difficulties. Bounce back. So were you saying something about your story, like an old lady was cutting you off with her freaking, was she like alligator purse, dildo in hand and shit?
Okay, so there's this old lady riding in the left lane, going real slow, annoying, to the point where I was actually trying to get to golf. And so I was like quite upset about it because I'm already running really late to golf in the first place. Or like I get there and walk up on the tee box and hit, don't have any time to relax. So I was already like a little bit upset about it. So I'm like riding, a couple times, beat my horn at her, go around her after she finally, like we finally get an open area where I can go around. This is like during rush hour, so I can't really get around her. Finally, like get around her, and I'm like hardcore, like mean mugging, like I like look over, I'm like, you fucking bitch, like, and look over, and she's holding up a sign that says 65 miles per hour. That means that she has gotten her ass ridden so many times that she felt like she needed to make that sign. I was like,
She probably has different speed limit signs too, dude. She probably has like 65, 78, like all that.
Was it like a written sign?
A written sign. Yeah, a written
She
sign.
probably wrote that while she was driving.
Yeah. I was like,
That's why she was going so slow.
That's incredible.
Dude, it's funny because I've thought about like for the brocation last year, I thought about getting a dry erase board so we could write like hilarious messages on it while we're like driving there and show those to people. And I always like if somebody's driving below the speed limit, like those situations, and we drive past a speed limit sign, I'll like flash my lights and like point at the sign. So hopefully they realize they're going like 10 miles below the speed limit.
Oh, if it's like 55, it's perfect because you just go.
I've done
And
that.
then I feel like it's a natural reaction.
Yeah, that was my wild story about someone driving slow as shit in the left lane.
Dude, I think that's pretty hilarious that happened to you, though. All right, Alan, bouncing on to you. What has been grinding your gears this week, man?
All right, so I was thinking about it, and then I had a conversation earlier this week. Now this might be a little too in depth. Y'all let me know, but it's the Phoebus cartel. You know, you got the Mexican cartel and you got the Phoebus cartel. I don't know if y'all know who this is, but it is a bunch of manufacturers of light bulbs who got together in 1924, about 97 years ago. They were making light bulbs that lasted 100, could last 200 years. They got together and they said, hey, yo, let's make some crappier light bulbs so we can cash in on these mother effers. And that was the beginning of planned obsolescence. And that has grounded my gears for a while. And I had a conversation this week about it, and it just got me irked because now everything is not built to last.
Is it Beavis, like Beavis and Butthead cartel?
It's Phoebus, like a fetus, but with a B.
So like the Pokemon Phoebus
Oh, Feebas, yeah.
or Phoebus.
Oh, okay. The fish. I thought you had like a fetus Pokemon going on over there, Bobby.
No, that's messed up.
The only thing
My
I've
bad,
heard
Steve.
out of that conversation in the past 30 seconds is fetus. It's the only thing I know. I know fetus. I don't know the Pokemon. I don't know the light company.
But
I
that
totally
only
agree
brings
with
in.
you. The stuff being built to not last though nowadays.
Is this like a verified conspiracy theory, or is it just a
Oh.
conspiracy theory?
No, this is legit. It was Philips brand from the Netherlands, Compagnie de la Pance from France. You had General Electric from the U.S. and Osram from Germany. All got together as like a Geneva Convention. National light bulb monsters got together and they said, hey, we're not making enough money. Let's make some poop light bulbs and let's go ahead and start planned obsolescence. And now that's why half your crap breaks when you don't think it should break. You can say, hey, this thing should be built a lot better. It could be, but they won't.
Wait, so you're saying this now applies to all things and not just light bulbs?
It's one of the first instances of this planned obsolescence. So now we started the idea of making less quality product so people would buy more, and now that idea has just flown into everything we buy. Hence why I couldn't hear you guys a minute ago, and that's why we had those technical difficulties.
Bam.
Maybe it wasn't, but I'm gonna blame it on that.
We might have to do a deep dive into this, like how many companies are guilty of this, because I know like you do pay more for quality products, and especially with cars. That now I'm gonna let everybody else speak, but like with cars, like how GM is basically Chevy, like GMC is basically the highest, and then you have Chevy, which is the next. Like they have their tiers of cars, so like they could just make them all really good and just sell them at a flat rate, but they decide to make lesser tier cars. That seems pretty, yeah, I could see this.
Go on to these things right here, your phones, that after a couple years, they just start,
$1,000 for one of these things, dude. Yeah, right.
Yeah, and
Yeah,
then,
right, dude. Oh, it's such a ripoff.
yeah, you're telling me that they can't make like literally like a phone last forever?
I feel like that is also one of the things too, because Samsung, or was it Samsung or iPhone? One of them was found guilty of writing it into their software updates to make the phones die. Like they were making older generation iPhones that were built really well die off, so they wouldn't run efficiently anymore.
I don't know if this is the correct term, but there was like a civil suit on it, and you can go through like the process of like signing up if you can prove that your phone had, you know, pretty much went down in quality and like your service went down in quality. And if you went through, I was like looking at it, if you like did all this paperwork and went through the process of like sending it in and them checking it out and sending it back and stuff, they would give you $25. $25. That's it.
To do like probably 4 hours of work just to file a claim.
Yeah. I was like,
and it's because so many people like file for those. Basically, it's like one person does the lawsuit, they get so many cash lump sum, and then divide it a bunch amongst everybody else, basically.
Yeah.
That's why
I thought it was a little in depth, but that's why I wanted to bring up Plain Obsolescence, because it started in 1924, 97 years ago, and it's all around us today. That's what really grinds my freaking gears.
Bro, valid. Like I said, we got to do a deep dive on that for sure. If you guys don't mind, let me move on into what grinds my freaking gears.
Let's hear it.
And this may be something you guys haven't thought about a lot. Alan, can you give me the ability to share, please? Because it's my meeting. I made you the host, and now this phone, and this might change my what grinds my gears. Zoom, you grind my gears. I can't share content. This is my meeting.
All right, you should be good to go there, Mike.
Cool, thank you, sir. Okay. Can you guys see my screen?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So, this is what grinds my gears. You see this? Slow children at play. So, first of all, I've got a couple things that grind my gears. One, it should, English grammatically, it should be slow, comma, children at play. Because this is saying slow children at play. Like, slow children, either like they run slow, which is mean to make fun of kids in that way, putting these signs all up over children's neighborhood, or you're saying they're like mentally slow. You shouldn't tell people, some people have vendettas against slow children, and they're going to drive fast intentionally in those areas. Third most, these just give kids too much confidence. How many times I've been through a neighborhood myself, let me stop my share. I've been through a neighborhood myself, let me tell you, and there's kids riding just in circles around in the intersection because there's slow children at play signs everywhere. They have so much confidence that people are going to drive slow because of these signs, and it doesn't happen like that. As Bobby already pointed out with his grinds my gears, people don't listen to road signs. They don't know the speed limit. They don't know what their exit is. They're driving over lines. They're driving over children that are being called slow because people don't know how to freaking put grammatically correct signs in neighborhoods. And that is what really grinds my freaking gears.
What kind of grinds my gears is the form of the running that the child has. He's really front heavy, so that kid's gonna fall face first on the pavement, and he's gonna get hit by a car at that point. He just looks like a speed bump. Who knows? Because he's knocked himself out. Because look at that. He's about to fall over right now.
That's true. Whoever designed that sign was clearly never a slow running child.
Okay, and what really grinds my gears about this sign too, and plenty of other signs, is why is it black and yellow? It should be orange and brown.
It's a valid point.
Yeah, agreed. I like brown and orange. It just has a nice touch, and the orange in the background will catch you a lot more than that yellow, because those are the signs. Those yellow signs are what people ignore every day.
Oh, people would definitely look way more if signs were colored as like local sports teams.
Now that's a good point. If it was like local to each community, but there is like a whole bunch of human factors and traffic research that went into the colors of traffic signs and everything like that.
Now, if it's a brown and orange slow children at play sign and the kid's wearing Steeler gear, can I run him over?
Hong Kong, 500 points, baby.
Yes, sir.
Let's go.
Unless he's got a Joe Hayden jersey, then it's like 150. I still got a little bit of love for my man.
And you still get some points.
Exactly. But yeah, so that's what grinds my gears.
I
Really,
mean, I agree. How do you take the confidence away from the little shits, though? Excuse my language, but how do you take those confidence away from those kids?
It's the adolescent cockiness that really grinds my gears about those signs. You're just hyping kids up. They think they're running with reckless abandon everywhere.
You know what other street sign that I really don't like? Those ones that are like hidden drive. Because every time I see a hidden drive sign, I start looking around for this hidden drive. So that's dangerous, because now you got me driving around and I'm looking, hey, where is that hidden ass driveway,
And the drive itself is probably pissed off too. It's like, I'm trying to hide over here, bro. You guys are putting signs out.
There's no good outcomes of having it. And probably the person who has a hidden driveway, doesn't want people to know exactly where the driveway is. Who wins with that sign?
I have a hidden driveway. The people that I want to know about my driveway know about my driveway.
Exactly.
Like, I want everybody to know.
That's a lose-lose-lose situation.
Maybe it's reverse psychology. Because a lot of the times when I'm driving around, I never find a hidden driveway. So it's either so well hidden or there's no actual hidden driveway.
It's just like, we're going to make people... It's the squirrels, dude. The squirrels from the freaking Geico commercials. They're like, let's put this so people are distracted driving and then, boom, crash right into a freaking rock on the side of the road.
Because you're not paying attention.
And we'll steal all the nuts out of their trunk.
Damn, dude, they're really going to find my Honda Accord packed full, dude. That thing, I've been storing for years.
You go to the park and just pick up acorns every night.
Another one.
Steve, so tell us, what has been freaking grinding your gears lately, man?
Dude, all right. So mine's a little bit more simple, I guess. But I was at Burger King for lunch the other day at work. And I walked in, got the food, everything, in that regard was all cool. But I'm walking out and there's some dude in front of me. So he, is walking and I'm walking pretty closely behind him. And dude doesn't hold the door open. And I was like, dude, come on, man. Like, maybe I get pandemic or something. Maybe I get that. But I'm in Columbiana County, and the pandemic basically doesn't even exist down there. So I'm going to throw that excuse out the door. But mine's also kind of a two-parter, because not only does it grind my gears when, somebody doesn't hold the door for you, because I think that's just common courtesy. You know what I mean? It also grinds my gears when people expect, and this is very hypocritical, but when people expect a door to be held open for you. Let me explain. I remember the exact time this happened on campus. There was this chick walking behind me, and I'm walking. I was like 10, 15 paces in front of her. Probably just the distance where you don't need to hold a door for somebody. It was going through my mind. Do I hold the door open? Whatever. No big deal. I remember walking through that door, and she had, I don't remember what she said, but she said something like, she scoffed like, or how rude or something, or gave me a dirty look. And then it registered in my mind, she's mad that I didn't hold the door open. Like the sense of entitlement. So where do you fall on both sides of expecting or common courtesy?
I got a couple. So the worst part about that girl would probably be, she would have been, and this is another grinds my gears for another day, she would have been one of the people where you open the door for her and they don't say thank you.
That's the at least so when it does happen, at least it doesn't even have to be a thank you. Like, if a random place and dude holds the door open for me, I'm going in, I go out, thanks, one of those.
Exactly. Acknowledge it.
Form of acknowledgement.
Simple acknowledgement.
See, now, Steve, I like this because I actually had one similar to it as well, to where I hate when people either badly time hold the door open for you, so they're like, sit way back here, and then they just drop it on you as you get to the door, which I feel like you would have done to that girl if she would have held it open because she was so far behind.
It would have become an awkward situation.
Steve, now I would have to say that if you had to think about it, is it too far? That means it's too far. Because if they're right behind you, that's when you do it. That's when, when you do it. But if you have to like look back and you're thinking about it, that's when they're too far. If it pops
I
in
agree.
your mind, should I?
That's a great
Because when they're too far behind too, then you're making that other person in a real awkward situation, because now they're like, do I walk at the pace I've been walking at, or do I run to make? Yeah, exactly. Like,
it's not like holding an elevator open or nothing. That door is going to be, you got arm. I'm assuming you've got arms. You can open that door. They have,
and there's a handicap button, just exactly.
Right.
That's actually, so when they're too far behind, if I'm like walking where the handicap sign is and I see somebody at that distance, I'll hit the handicap button because it usually holds the door open a little longer.
Also true. Yeah. That was big on like the college campus when you just got the herds for classes,
Exactly. Just piggyback them all in.
Yep.
But I'm going to double throw the pandemic thing out of the window, because less people touching the door is more pandemic friendly. So holding the door open for somebody in pandemic is better, in my opinion.
Someone's going to take one from the team.
Exactly.
Yeah. Now, I see myself as a very courteous man, but there are some instances where I will not open the door for somebody. For instance, like if I'm walking into a restaurant that's fucking slam packed, excuse my language, I might do like a little push to help you grab the handle, but I am not losing my line for that chicken. Like there's no way. On some instances, I will not hold that door open.
I see.
Valid point. Well, yeah, you're not. Yeah, because I'm that way at Chipotle, because if you go to Chipotle at lunchtime, if you open the door for one person, it could turn in a situation where it's 3 people and the line's already coming out the door, and now you're stand up because you have to open the door because you're standing out the door, and you're gonna have to wait 30 minutes.
This almost doubles back to Bobby's. So let's say you've got a lane closure or something like that, and you can see those signs, half mile, 3/4, or 3/4 mile going in. If you've got somebody trying to merge, hey, they see the sign, oh crap, let me try to merge, maybe a 224 situation or something like that. Okay, you're trying to get in here, you're trying to do the right thing, if I got some room, I'll probably let you in. I'll let people merge. Now, if I see your car either get out of the lane and try to zoom past, and then you get stuck up there and you're desperately trying to get in, or you're just a car that, you're in the lane and you keep going, you get that again, dude.
Now, I got a good point. So it would only work in a perfect world where everybody drives the same, but I don't think it'll ever happen. And I'm the same way as you. I don't let those people in. But in a perfect world, everybody would ride those lanes out until the very end. So that just even merging, or if a lane's ending, because that way everybody knows what the expectation is, and you're going to ride that lane out to the end and then merge at the end of it. Because when you ride the whole lane, you never know when somebody's going to merge, and nobody in the world and by the way, if any of you guys are people that don't use the turn signal, you're going to have to drop off this call right now. Just going to say that.
Guy, yeah.
Now, if there's any viewers out there that don't
Bob's
use
quiet
it,
over
let
there.
us know.
Yeah, drop a comment. If you don't use them, why don't you use them?
Please let us know. But Bob, yeah, you are looking a little suspicious up there.
Oh no, definitely in a highly traffic. Now I'll say, like, if I'm on the highway at night and there's absolutely no one, take that back. If it's at night, I tend to use it just because it's dark and I don't know if there's maybe cars that I can't see. But if I'm if there's no traffic around me, there are times that you will catch me not using a turn signal.
Oh, for sure.
Reasonable.
If you're at that point where you're so far and you can't tell what lane another car's in when there's multiple lanes, dude, just drive in the center of the lane for all I care.
All right, everybody. So that's what grinds our gears, all of us. We'll do these more often. If you like it, hit the like button, comment, subscribe, drop a comment. What grinds your gears? Why does it grind your gears? And if you disagree with any of our points, just go ahead, drop a comment, and let us know why. And fuck the haters. But anyways,